bless us with from the place of emptiness. He uses what to give to him and use it to bless our lives. That is why David said that I will not come before God with empty hand. In other words, is that if you tell God, I don't have anything to give to God, said, I also have nothing to use to bless you. Because in the principles of God is that God used what you give to him to bless our lives. For example, when Jesus was in the wilderness, the 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes, it was not enough to feed 5,000 people. But the young boy gave up his lunch for Jesus. And Jesus did what? He collected the lunch and performed a miracle through it. And the Bible said there was 12 baskets that was left. In other words, the boy just gave his lunch and he got baskets. Not 1, 12 baskets. That is enough to start a business. But what he gave was a lunch. But what he had was a business. Because I don't think the boy will consume that 12 baskets alone. He will go home and start selling fish and start selling bread. But God was just testing his faith. Hallelujah. Sometimes when God asks you to do something, it's not because God is looking for how to collect something from you. No. God is looking for what an avenue. God is looking for a point, something he can use to bless our life. For example, when Elisha went to the wilderness of Zarephath, he asked the woman, said, what do you have in your house? The woman said, I have a jar of oil, but there's no oil in it. Elisha said, go and borrow more vessels. Close the door and start pouring the oil. That was Elisha. And start pouring the oil. What happened? The Bible said the barrel of oil did not sink. And he said, no, master, go and sell it and pay your debt. But he must have something to present to God for God to use. Hallelujah. So, faith has to do with something that God, and God will never ask you for something that He knows you don't have. And there's nobody that don't have anything that you can present to God that God can use to perform His miracles in our lives. Nobody.